The same sun that illuminates and gives life to some plants, kills others. Baltasar Gracián, a Spanish poet and priest. The light of the sun, in its warmth, is a reflection of divine action. It shines with the same intensity for all, but its effect depends on what it encounters on its way. It is the same with the light of Christ, who presents himself to us as the Son of Justice, the one who gives life to the humble and blinds the proud. St. John of the Cross teaches us that this divine light not only illuminates but also purifies. In his writings, he describes the soul as a plant that needs to be stripped of the impurities that suffocate it. The light of God, like a purifying fire, acts in the soul with a double purpose. For those who dispose themselves with humility, this light transforms them, elevates them, and gives them eternal life. For those who resist, this same light becomes judgment, a reflection of their own pride that blinds and consumes them. The phrase of Gracián and the teaching of St. John of the Cross converge towards an inescapable truth. The action of God does not change, but the disposition of the soul makes all the difference. Those who, like plants that open to the sun, receive divine grace with humility, flourish and bear fruit. But those who, hardened by pride, close themselves off to this light, end up withering under its intensity. Christ himself said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." And yet, this same light was the cause of condemnation for those who did not accept it. The Pharisees, blinded by their pride, could not recognize Jesus as the Son of God. Thus the light that should have enlightened them became a stumbling block. In our daily lives, we are also faced with this choice. The light of Christ continues to shine, but its effect will depend on our disposition. Are we ready to strip ourselves of our pride, to recognize our smallness, and let ourselves be transformed by his love? Or are we going to resist, hardening our hearts, like someone who closes their eyes in the face of the sun? Gracián's phrase invites us to reflect. It is not the sun that changes, but the plants. It is not the light of Christ that judges, but the soul that finds itself facing it. The humble find in this light life, peace and salvation. The proud, on the contrary, experience judgment, pain, and spiritual death. Today, more than ever, Christ calls us to open our souls to his light, to let his love illuminate our darkness, even when it means going through the fire of purification. For it is only by accepting this light with humility that we can attain life in its fullness. This must be our goal, to attain the fullness of Christ, as St. Paul says in Ephesians chapter 4, verse 13, until we all reach unity in the faith and in the knowledge of the Son of God and become mature, attaining to the whole measure of the fullness of Christ. This was the Campanile Vendi. Like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, dear warriors of the Lord.